because I do 1,300 crunches and sit-ups 4 times a week.
What's a dose? Can you translate for us?
Winner of the gold medal and the champion golfer of the year is Ernie Els.
Is that the opening line for the show today?
I've used my neighbour's Wi-Fi on multiple occasions when it's desperate times. I get better signal from their Wi-Fi in my bedroom than I do from my own Wi-Fi. They made the mistake of giving me their password. So, yeah, for emergencies only. Listen, guys, I'm not going to lie, but Patrick Cantlay cost me a lot of money on Sunday afternoon/evening.
Did he cost you a lot of money because you couldn't make it to the end because he was so slow? I think he cost Brooks Koepka more money than you.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, time is money, and he definitely robbed us of some time. Yeah, I saw on Twitter, guys were calling him the human rain delay.
That's classic. And very accurate.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, it was... Go ahead, Karl.
I said I felt sorry for Hovland.
Totally. Yeah, I mean, Hovland's a pretty fast player. And yeah, I felt sorry for all of them. I mean, Koepka's seriously fast. I couldn't believe how quickly he stands over the ball and hits it, but I dig that. Yeah, Cantlay. I mean, so essentially, he was like my 4th guy in golf champs, amongst like all the people that I think most people had picked, which was like Koepka, Rahm, and Scotty Scheffler. So I was in another group of 200 people, and everyone had put $200 in each. And starting the back 9, I was winning on Sunday, and then it was just this like just a slow bleed, and eventually, and the top 3 in that group finished. So the first prize was $30K,
Yeah.
and then it was like 16, and then like 4, and I came 4th. So I got 0. Thanks to Ken.
but you were coming top 10 in the whole world in golf champs at one stage. When I say the whole world, I mean golf champs is pretty much only South Africa. But yeah, you were coming top 10 in South Africa.
Yeah, it was tough, and he was also the slowness was I really was like basically throwing stuff at him on the TV by the end because he was actually hitting the ball pretty well, but he was like I think he was like almost dead last in strokes gained putting for the day, or he was right down in the bottom 5. So. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Patrick Cantlay. I didn't actually end up cashing a single bet this weekend. I had Cam Young for like a top 5. He came like 7th. I had Justin Rose as the top Englishman, and then Matt Fitzpatrick like just surpassed him on the back 9 as well.
Did you get your outsider bet of Justin Rose doing a weird little dance after getting a pattern?
Yeah, I wonder what the odds of that would have been. Yeah, it was
probably not that great. I think if there was anyone who was going to do a weird dance after he got a pattern, it might have been Justin Rose.
Yeah, he's a bit of a strange guy. He seems to be a sure thing there, though. I mean, he always has a pretty decent day out at Augusta.
Speaking of picking Justin Rose, I think certainly my picks where you gave us the shotgun round of who's going to win out of the 2. I think I got every single one of those wrong.
I think you did. Did you pick Tiger over Phil?
I might have picked Tiger on one leg over Phil.
No, I don't think you did. I think we both chose Phil.
Okay, that makes me feel slightly better.
Yeah, I know. For Rose Garcia, I said heart says Rose, head says Garcia. So I got that half right.
Hedging your bets there off.
Yeah, don't commit.
Yeah, I did pretty well in that thing. Besides, I mean, Mickelson just was unbelievable what he did. I still can't really believe he came and finished 2nd.
Those live tournament experience, they're so good for your preparation.
Yeah, well,
I think he had a bit of a point to prove when he came out,
especially on day 4.
Yeah.
I thought what was pretty sick was he obviously knows his game so well, and I think after like the second round, I don't know because of all the rain delays, but it was roughly halfway through the tournament. He had a press conference and he basically said I can feel this, like I can feel I'm about to like go low, like really low, and like to make that call and then come out and do it is like it's like yeah. So classic Phil.
It's a good way to do things. I mean, if you say I'm going to go out and go low, and you don't go low, no one actually probably dredges out that audio and says, check, you said you're going to go low and you shot 5 over. But if you do it, then you look like a genius.
Yeah, that's true. Although the that amateur Sam Bennett was making quite a feu claims in his press conference, and the guys were calling him out on them at the end of the 4th round. They were like, "Yeah, it didn't really work out for those quotes. Don't look so good right now."
They didn't age well, and they were only a couple of days old.
Yeah, but that was really cool having an AM kind of in the sort of top 10 in the mix. I loved.
He was also flipping slow.
Yeah, very slow. He looks at the hole about 100 times before he hits a putt. My best was the outfit he was wearing on Sunday for the final round. It looked like he'd had to stop at like the pro shop on the way to the course and just grab whatever was on sale on the sale rack. He had like a stiff pink shirt on and this like white puffer, like half puffer jacket. It's just so bad.
I mean, in all seriousness, didn't they say that on one of the days he like had to go to Dick's Sporting Goods store thing and buy some stuff? Was that a joke or?
No, I think that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, it looked legit from his outfit. The other thing that puzzled me being an amateur is he had quite a lot of sponsorship. I thought you weren't allowed to do that.
I suppose maybe he's sponsored by like his local restaurant and local golf club.
4 5 logos on his shirt, his hat. So I don't quite know how that works. He was quite a strange looking oak, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, the facial hair was interesting.
Yeah, I think the whole package was pretty interesting. I mean, his what you were saying there, Terence, on how many times he looks at the hole before he putts. He does the same thing on the tee box, though, before he pulls the trigger.
Yeah, he's going to need to work on that before he comes up. Well, before he plays on a tour, because he's going to get a bit of stick for that. It's not like what you want when you're just starting out. It's like everyone just remembering you for being really slow. But yeah,
clock ticked over to 1 a.m. I could have killed Patrick Cantlay, honestly.
Yeah, I think it's he was quite an unorthodox quite an unorthodox swing, but man, pretty cool. Like, it just shows like the quality is so deep with golfers that someone like that can just kind of come in. It's pretty fun. What else stood out for you guys on the weekend?
Well, I can't really talk about the first 2-3 days. I was trying to keep up on sort of Instagram and online. I only watched that last day, which was pretty exciting. I was pretty keen for Brooks to come through. Not because I like Brooks, but I was quite keen on a LIV guy winning. But I must say I can't hold anything against old JR. He is super cool and Flippy played well on that last day. He looked so, he didn't panic for a second and looked super focused right up until like he basically put that chip on the 18th, which is a pretty flipping good chip as well. So it was pretty awesome, man.
Yeah, I must say I was really looking forward to kind of the showdown, sort of the match play type vibe, and in that sense, it was a bit of a disappointing like final 18 holes, because I think playing 27 holes on the Sunday, I don't think really favoured Koepka, because he obviously didn't have it like at all, or not like he did the rest of the week. So yeah, it was just like watching just had like a slow puncture the whole of that 18 holes. And I mean, I think by like the 6th hole they were level, and by like the 13th it was pretty much all over, or the 14th actually. It was pretty much done. I mean, the other guys, even though Spieth and them made a run, they were too far back.
I think it was. I mean, it at the beginning of the day, exactly like you say. I was kind of thinking Garcia Rose from a few years ago, Stenson Mickelson from the Open. I mean, that's how it was built. And yeah, I mean, it didn't live up to that, but I think at the same time, John Rahm was pretty unflappable.
He was like on the back nine. Rahm, he was talking about how calm he was the whole day afterwards, and he was saying like he kind of like almost like visualized this whole day, which is pretty nuts to think about. But like that back nine, he just played it like absolutely perfectly. Like I think I can't remember what happened on 10, but like 11 and 12, he pretty much just went safely like middle of the green. And I mean, there was definitely wasn't easy conditions. Like there was definitely wind around. I mean, I don't know if you noticed how many guys were flying greens, like
Yeah,
by a long way.
Scheffler,
Yeah,
Scheffler on what 12?
yeah, that was one of the funnier moments. I actually had written that down because he like sank a pretty long birdie putt on the 11th, Scheffler, and then there's that massive crowd, that's watching like 11 and 12, and obviously they all got up on their feet and they were clapping because like obviously the reigning champion, and he was playing like he was starting to play pretty well. I mean, I don't think he had a chance of coming back, but and it was like this big standing ovation or whatever, and then he stands up on the 12th tee and he like buries it like 20 meters over the green, and he was just dead, like into the azaleas, no chance of coming out. So it was pretty funny. So I think it was a difficult day. Um, and Rahm just made it look so easy on that back nine. Like his control was like with his approach shots was ridiculous. I can't really think of a bad shot he hit on the back nine, or
But I
with his
mean,
irons.
you look at like how he approached his tee shots with that little baby fade of his, which is so reliable. And then on 13, I mean, he cut the corner with almost like a hook. He went completely the other way. I was like, jeepers,
Yeah,
this like got his game like on a string.
yeah,
And as you said, by then, I think it was pretty much done.
yeah. On the 14th, he hit he was like in the trees on the right, and he hit this like little. He was in the trees, but he was blocked by a tree, and he had to hit like a little cut out of the rough, and he hit that. For me, when I saw that, I was like, okay, this thing's over. Um, I think Koepka had missed down the bottom of the green, and that Rahm just stuck it on exactly the perfect spot, rolled down, made the birdie. Yeah, and that was it. I think that was the last birdie he made. But yeah, I'm stoked for Rahm. I'm not like a. I'm kind of impartial to him. I'm not like a. I'm definitely not on Team Rahm. But I do enjoy it when he's in the mix. Yeah, I don't know if he's like in my top 3 or 4 favorite players, but yeah, it's cool. It was nice to have a legitimate winner. At least it wasn't like a. When I saw Russell Henley making a run, I was like, oh,
Here
oh
we go.
shit.
This is worrying.
Like the leaderboard was so heavy with names, and then like Russell Henley starts like pushing. I was like, no, this is not in the script, guys. Like, just tell him to like sit down.
I think that's how the Americans feel with Schwartzel's win, and also Danny Willett. They're like, these guys have won a
Yeah.
Masters. Like, oh, weird. They're coming to the Champions dinner. The guys are going to be playing until they're 60.
That's basically half the bloody USPGA champion. Todd Hamilton and boys.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it would have been Russell Henley would have been just like it would have just been a really sour taste in everyone's mouth. I think, considering.
So I would have been super bleak staying up until 25 to 2 in the morning to watch Russell Henley pip John. That would be absolutely horrendous.
JDV, what else have you got there for the Masters? Did you watch quite a bit of it?
Yeah, I watched certainly a lot of the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then I got all the way up to I think 13 on Sunday, when I think Brooks made another bogey, and I was like, okay, that's me. I'm going to bed. I think Rahm had pretty much sealed
Yeah.
it, but still took care not to check my WhatsApps or my phone when I woke up. Straight to the highlights, the highlights package, and yeah, as predicted, I think I made a good call and going to bed and catching the highlights of Rahm sort of walking it
Yeah.
at the end there. 13 was epic. I thought 13 played flipping cool the whole weekend. I think it made a big difference watching the guys get to make a decision on that second shot of whether to go for the green or not. And I know even though a lot of the players sort of before the tournament saying, well, we don't know whether it's like not a decision anymore, it's an auto layup. There's still a lot of guys going for it and also getting the reward when they did. Yeah, I must commend Hovland's outfits. I know that he's catching a bit of flack elsewhere, but I thought his Thursday shirt, which everyone was having a go at, was pretty sweet. But I also don't know the best
I
fashion
did as
sense.
well. I was totally in on that shirt. Like yeah, there were far worse shirts out there than that shirt, and I was in on it.
Well, that orange shirt by Colin Morikawa was pretty stiff. Um, I thought, although if someone gave it to me, I'd probably also wear it. Um, but yeah, otherwise, I thought it was a good Masters. Phil Mickelson coming runner-up is absolutely outrageous, considering the shit that's hit the fan. Since since he won the PGA with Liv and the rest of it. And yeah, I think for me, Rahm's a great story, but I think Phil Mickelson coming runner up at the Masters is probably the biggest story of the Masters.
Yeah, I think where there were a lot of different storylines, I guess, during the tournament. Like I think Koepka was honestly that was a big storyline. Seeing him, I was surprised. I've always kind of rooted for Koepka, especially when he was kind of just dominating the majors. I know he's a bit.
But also he played European tour. That's where he made his way on. So I mean, we've seen him in South Africa a lot. So I think the Americans, obviously have seen a different side of him. But we've seen Brooks come through the European tour. We've seen him in our time zone
Yeah.
a lot. So it almost feels like we know him better than the Americans.
Yeah, I've always kind of been a fan. Yeah, and it was really cool to see him kind of back in the mix and just like his iron play is just unbelievable. And then when he starts putting well, yeah, it was cool. I was definitely rooting for him to win. Yeah, but anyway, like it sucked that he kind of let it go, and I mean, it does. He has. I heard guys saying I think the last three. He's kind of let slip like kind of 3 or 4 majors, not in a row, but when he's been right in contention. So I don't really know if that means anything. Like he closed out pretty much those first 4 that he won. So maybe it's just kind of like the stats evening themselves out a little bit. But yeah, it's cool. I hope he features like for the rest of the year because yeah, he definitely makes it interesting. Yeah,
I mean, three out of those 4 of the last ones, he was leading going into the final round and won. So this is the first time in a major that he's led going into the final round and not won. So yeah, as you say, I don't think you can take much out of it, to be honest. But it was pretty clear that he didn't have it within the first few holes. His driving was a bit wayward. His approaches weren't nearly as good as Rahm. So yeah, it was disappointing given like all the stats in his last when he has won the majors have been so good. It was definitely pointing to like a battle of the sons kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it didn't work out.
I love it. I love it when I love it when the pros hit shots that you can like seriously relate to. Like Koepka's tee shot off number 1 for the final round was so sweet. It was like a massive hook. I was like, oh yeah, that looks familiar now. Like that was like, and you just see the shot tracers basically went off the side of my TV. The shot tracer, it was like on the.
I don't even know if it was a hook. It was just dead left, and it's
Yeah.
that feeling. We normally have it. I'm like, "Ooh, I'm going to play like it was a perfect hole for my normal fade." So I'm going to aim it left, and you just aim it left and just smoke it far left.
Yeah.
You aim it left and pull the shot.
Double what are they called? Double miss or yeah. That was cool. There were a couple of others as well.
What about John Rahm's tee shot on 18? I mean, he didn't even make the fairway.
Yeah.
Hit a tree. I'm just lucky it came out.
Yeah, and Spieth also went in there. He hooks it way left as well off the 18th as well. Trying to kind of make another birdie.
When they got into the locker room afterwards, they're like, right, Woody, who had the last Woody? They're like, right, John, you're the winner, but you have a dog license now.
First, you got to have your rambler for the 4 putts at the beginning of the tournament.
Yeah, my word. Yeah. I wonder how many 4 putts we would have on that course. I think it would be in the double figures. I don't think they would have enough Captain Morgan ram in the clubhouse there. So the other thing I must say that kind of, I mean, this is aside from the golf, and we kind of touched on it. We touched on it a little bit last week, but the the brand of the Masters just really like jumped out at me this year. I think it's because I listened to that kind of short thing that the No Laying Up guys did on with that other guy on like the history of the Masters and where it came from and that. And obviously and we were saying this last week, with Gary Player's comments, how the Masters in their day wasn't as big as it is now, obviously. And just what struck me like when I was sending you guys pictures of those, the stuff people were buying in the merchandise store, and the stuff on TV and the whole build up to it. It's like they have cultivated the like sickest brand ever. Like it is so beloved by so many people, and I think like the kind of coming together of like the LIV and PGA guys, and like it only made the Masters even like it's even pushed it up to like another level now, where this and like I guess maybe like the US Open and the British Open, but like the majors now are on like such another level, and like I think it's really good that the LIV, that a couple of LIV guys played really well, because it was so refreshing to see like all of the usual suspects kind of on TV again, and it's just pushed the majors up for me into like a whole nother like stratosphere. The rest of the golf feels like it's just going to be like Mickey Mouse LIV golf.
All it's going to be is giving us an indication of how they're going to play at the majors. It's like an advert of the golfers, or at least for me who really engages when the majors come around, to see the golfers on a sort of week-to-week basis. You're like, oh, he's got a chance in this major, or he's playing well at this course, he's a good fit for that course and that major. I think the majors have seriously been elevated. They were already elevated, and I think they've been elevated even further, being now the only tournaments where you're going to see the LIV and the PGA guys taking each other on.
Yeah, it's going to be really good. I think it proved to me that it really is going to be the case that the majors are going to just be these very elite events.
It's such a pity that this can't happen at like the Ryder Cup, because it would take that to the next level as well. I think it's John Rahm that's mentioned it before, saying the majors are above everything else, and the Ryder Cup should be as well. So I mean, as soon as you take Jay Monahan and Rory McIlroy out the equation, suddenly you've got this prime event, and I think it'll happen at each major as well, which is so cool.
Yeah, I agree. I wasn't really sure on that, but I totally agree. Like, I mean, the President's Cup was basically robbed of a good event because of just how the international team was just decimated, and the same for the Ryder Cup. I'm not sure which players would actually qualify though, like for the Ryder Cup.
Yeah, qualification's obviously a problem because there's no WGR points for LIV. But I think the other thing that it does is it shows how much of like this LIV PGA thing is just a media storm. There are certain oaks that definitely hate each other. That's quite clear. P. Reed and Rory are certainly not mates. But I mean, Rory playing a practice round with Brooks, and most of the guys seeming to get on. I think it's a bit of a storm in a teacup, the whole thing.
It definitely is. No, it was good. I'm super excited for the next major. The only other thing I had was the one thing I can't stand when someone wins like let's say it's their first major, or like now John Rahm won this. Like for like 3 or 4 days after they win, on social media, you see every single person who's ever met John Rahm or like interviewed them in a TV show, even if the oak was like 16. It's just they all have to drag out these old clips of like, oh, I want to congratulate John Rahm, and like FYI, here's a picture of me with him when we did this thing, and it's just like, oaks love to get thirsty with their content.
A tweet from 2012 that John Rahm said apparently about the Masters. I hear you. But I mean, just going back quickly to Phil Mickelson, is it just me, or does he look? I know he's getting older, but
he looks ill.
He looks ill.
No, he's been on a massive like diet, lifestyle change. He's lost like a pile of weight, and
he doesn't look well. I'm serious. He's super thin and
yeah,
yeah.
he looks a
I
bit
mean,
gaunt.
still yeah, exactly. That's the right word. But I mean, super cringy still. Those thumbs up still get me. I still struggle to watch him. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it was amazing what he did, but he's a serious cringe.
Yeah, I must say I listened to some of his press
Yeah,
conference.
he's a cheese fest. But no, I was just gonna say to Karl, I would feel I've had big arguments because I think he's a cheese fest, but you can't deny some of the shots he plays are pretty entertaining, which is why I think taking his brand to live is perfect. I mean, he's an entertainer more than anything. Yeah.
Well, Jesus, 2 years time, he's going to be looking like Joe Biden.
So just briefly, guys, I said last week that it may very well be possible that Charles Schwartzel is the best South African finisher at the Masters, and that proved to be the case. Although he only really made the cut on the number because basically Justin Thomas pawned it. But yeah, just another like really tough couple of days. I mean, Louis nowhere. I don't know what the story is with him. I see he didn't. He decided not to go back like the next day to like play out his. I guess he had like 2 holes left or something. I guess he just tapped out, allegedly due to injury. But that might be it for Louis at the Masters. He's not exempt anymore.
Yeah.
We might not see him again, which is pretty sad considering some of the memories we've had there of him.
Yeah, I think South African golf, it's a bit of a worry. We need some of those youngsters to start coming through. What's happened to Ernie Els's nephew?
Rebula.
Yeah, is he still at college?
No, I don't think he is. I don't think he's at college. He had a couple of invites. I saw he was playing on a couple of the Sunshine Tour events. I'm not 100% sure if he's still playing college or he's definitely hasn't quite found it yet at a pro level. That's for sure.
So at this point, we just put all our eggs in the George Kaseer basket.
Well, I thought the Jaden Shaper basket was going to be the next big thing.
Yeah, look, I still think that there's some hope there, but I don't think it's any kind of current hope. I think it's a few years from now. But I still think he's a good player. He just needs to grow a bit. He probably should have gone to college.
Yeah.
Listen, yeah,
Probably did.
the best hope we have at a golf level at the moment for South Africa is Ashley Buhai, who won the Open last year, and yeah, she's pretty much the best professional golf player from South Africa at the moment. I would say.
What about MJ Defoe? Defoe.
I think he's doing okay, right? He's not completely pawning it in his first season. I think he's racked up a few FedEx Cup points. I don't know.
I think that the guy that's pretty disappointing at the moment, I thought he was going to kick on pretty fast, was Bezuidenhout.
Right. Yeah. It feels like Augusta would also be a good fit for that guy because he's not the longest, but he's good. He's a good iron player and he's a very good putter. So I think he did play last year, but he didn't qualify this year.
He sort of disappeared. I saw he got his PGA Tour card, I think, through the Corn Ferry finals or something like that. But he's kind of just vanished.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if he's playing this weekend in that designated events. I'll have to check at that. I think he might be. Yeah, he's just kind of ticks along. He's just kind of he's a little bit of a low money cash machine. You know, he's very good for like a tied 30th in a tournament. You know, he doesn't miss a lot of cuts, but very seldom do you see him in like the top 10, top 15. He's just kind of middle of the road. I was pivoting away from the Masters. I was checking out the LIV Adelaide event. It looks like
sold out.
It looks like the Aussies are going big. They've built supposedly built a whole kind of stadium vibe around one of the par threes. And yeah, sold out. I think like 80,000 tickets or something like that, 70,000 tickets. So yeah, the time I think we were speaking about the timing of it last week. So apparently it is going to be early for us, but it's going to start at like 4:30 in the morning. But that means I guess you could catch the back nine from like 6:30, which is nice coffee golf. So
I think the biggest highlight for me is going to be to see how the Aussie fans deal with Patrick Reed, given what happened at the President's Cup.
Yeah, that's true.
It was
Because
one of those
they were
clips,
brutal to him
one of those
previously.
clips on Instagram the other day, and it was absolutely hilarious. You guys must do yourselves a favor and go back and watch like some of the comments that the Oaks shout about carrying 14 clubs and a shovel, and absolutely
didn't
hilarious.
his caddy get into like a physical altercation with one of the fans at the Ryder Cup at the President's Cup? Yeah, I think he did.
It could have been.
Yeah,
It could have been.
He got into a bit of a pushing match with someone.
That was hilarious. I mean, the Aussies are never going to let you off lightly with that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's going to be good. I've heard from a couple of mates who live over there that they're going to be attending. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe we must maybe try to speak to one of them after the event. So it would be pretty cool to get some inside the ropes tales. Yeah, it looks like they're going all out. Yeah, I don't really know like what I don't really know what the like is there like a storyline with LIV, or is it just like each event is just an event and then it's done, or is there like a individual do the players like gather points during the season, or
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's been pretty inconsistent so far. I mean, last season there was that run that DJ went on, and obviously, you know, as we spoke about last week, that massive history-shattering moment of Brooks Koepka winning, becoming a two-time. But it hasn't really like, you know, kept to a script or a script that you can follow at this stage. And I think that might come down to the fact that it's not on as much. You know, it's sort of every other month or two in a month. So even if there is a script, you sort of struggle to keep up with the script. That's what I've found. You're like, who won that last one again? You know, so it's definitely a negative from their side.
yeah. I mean, I think I said this that like I feel like they need to lean into what makes them like kind of unique, you know. And to me, that's the team aspect. And that should be kind of the focus of it. I don't know if it is, or I haven't watched much of the coverage, so I don't know if it is or it isn't. But it feels like that should be the storyline, like week to week. You know, is yeah, like, and that's where match. You know, we spoke about match play and that, but you know, building like they need to build some kind of momentum. Like they need to build a storyline week to week, because otherwise, it's just to me, it's just like an exhibition. It's just like exhibition golf. And if it's exhibition golf, then like they should be doing much like wilder things than just playing like three rounds of like stroke play, you know.
What, like louder trance music on the 18th?
Guys, can I just bring your talking to that? I've got the map open here. So they've got Club 54 at the range, Birdie Shack. These are all of the places where you can go get pissed, I imagine. The Watering Hole, the Beach Club, the Cellar Door, the Garden, Shark Shack, and the Front Bar. So I think if you want to have some beers in Adelaide, there's going to be ample opportunity.
It sounds like different stages at Tomorrowland.
Yeah.
Well, don't worry, they've got a concert zone and a fan zone as well.
Oh, good.
Nice. Who's playing this time? Like Nelly.
Well, I mean, who's the Aussies that is it Men at Work that sing that come from a land down under?
I thought the whole course was like a concert zone. They should just have a stage. They should just have a stage like right next to one of the greens, you know.
But it's normally like some rapper that you haven't heard about for 25 years, you know, like Nelly or Soulja Boy or like R. Kelly out of prison or something like that. You know, it's these random oaks.
Well, who's Aussies like Kylie Minogue? Maybe I'm trying to think who else is like an Aussie pop star.
No, I saw there was some big Australian DJ who's apparently going to be playing there.
Well, they had chain
Okay.
smokers the one time, so I mean that was
DJ
I think.
Sensation Fisher is his name. He's a platinum recording DJ. There we go.
Well, we should all
No
hear his
way.
music.
ACDC. I don't know ACDC were Australian.
Oh my word. Totally.
Yeah, they're Australian. I didn't know they were still alive.
Well, not all of them are. Yeah, it was quite funny seeing the guys comments going back, a little bit back to the Masters about how like it was too quiet for the live players out there, you know, like they needed to. Brooks Koepka needed like a couple of DJs and a beer cart out there, and he would have like found it, you know, on the back nine. I'm just looking.
I was quite interested from those comments that Brooks Koepka made at some point in one of the press conferences during the Masters about, you know, if he was healthy at the time that the live offer was made, you know, perhaps he would have gone in a different direction.
Totally, yeah. I'd heard rumors. Well, there were people talking about the fact that he was maybe still open to like going back. And I don't know how that works contractually. I'm assuming they locked him into like 3 or 4 year contracts.
Yeah, I think they're done for
Yeah.
if they do that. But the thing is, I mean, with Brooks Koepka, his body language wise, he looked completely unhappy on the PGA Tour, and he looks completely unhappy on the Live Tour as well. So I don't think his body language changed.
Yeah, I guess for him, like as long as he can play in all the majors, that's probably all he. I mean, that is all he cares about.
Well, I think it's definitely the right call for a guy like Brooks. You know, his knee is stuffed. He's struggled the last few years. The majors are the most important thing to him. So, you know, why not go to Live, get a big paycheck, play every now and then, and make sure that you prepare yourself for the majors. I mean, that sounds like Brooks Koepka to a T. You know.
Guys, I'm just looking at the Stingers team, the roster, with their pictures. Their outfits are a fucking disgrace. Like they've basically just taken the Stingers like logo and just looks like it's just been like ironed onto like any kind of random golf shirt that the guys had in their cupboard. Like that.
Well, it's not a colon anymore, so that's a step in the right direction.
But I mean, like, yeah, the logo's cool. Like, okay, they've leaned into the whole green and gold thing, which is perfect. But like, God, like, lean into it more. Like, can they not all be wearing the same shirts at least? You know, like, I mean, come on, guys. Yeah,
I'm hoping Team Torque come to the fore.
Torque.
Yeah,
I must say, I was bored on Sunday night watching the Masters, and I did that quiz again to see what your live team is. And this time I came up with the crushes, so that was interesting. Yeah, Bryson and the boys. I've got no idea who else is on the crushes, but I know big Bryson is there.
Chucky Three Sticks, I think he's on the crushes.
Not a big fan.
No, definitely not.
Okay.
And
Paul Three Sticks. It took me a while to work that one out.
Oh, God.
Casey?
Okay, no.
I don't know who the fourth.
Terence, he's actually I can see why you would support them, Terence. They seem like guys that you would support.
Okay.
Jacques, if I had to choose a live team for you, I would say the Cliques.
I knew you were going to say that. As I said that about Terence, I was like, I bet you Carl's going to make a comment about me supporting the Cliques. Martin Kama, Richard Bland, Laurie Cantor, Graham McDowell, and Bernd Biesberg. Okay, that's not too bad.
No, that's horrific.
I thought you would want to have a little German flavor there off with Kama. He's the captain of the Cliques.
Yeah, but he never plays because he's injured.
Talk about washed up team, huh? Jeez.
Yeah, it's like, and we know if Johan Els was a golfer, he would be the iron.
For sure. Do the Cliques have 5 players because most of them are so old that like one of them might just not make it to the tournament?
Legitimately, I don't know when the last time Martin Kama actually teed it up.
He's the captain.
I know, but I can't remember the last time he teed it up. And I think the last time he teed it up, I don't think he finished. So, I mean, not finishing a 54-hole event with no cut is problematic in the best of times, you know?
I think the crushes could be the worst side. Bryson DeChambeau is your captain, Paul Casey, Charles Howell III, Andy Ogletree, and Anibal Lahiri.
I'm going to do that quiz again. I'm not buying any crushes merchandise, that's for fucking sure.
No. You have to buy Crushes merchandise now, Terence. You've done the quiz. You've got to go out and buy Anibal Lahiri's cap.
But the questions are a bit kind of ridiculous. Like, you know,
Where is that quiz? I want to do that quiz. I think we need to do the quizzes.
Which animal do
then
you
we have
mostly identify with? A bear, a dolphin, an eagle, a wolf, a ram, or a stallion? I mean,
Dolphin.
I think I said a wolf. I mean, I don't know why.
a dolphin.
Well, no,
No
and
wonder I got.
if you choose a wolf, do you
Maybe
automatically?
Team Smash.
Well, I was gonna say if you identify with a wolf, you should automatically be Team Smash. So you got
Nice.
Matthew Wolf on their side.
I'm gonna do it again.
I think we all need to do it, and then I think we need to stick to those teams no matter what happens.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Let's do it. Let's do it again. Let's do it again, and then.
And you have to buy at least one piece of paraphernalia and pay money for it.
Oh my god. I'm gonna try and work out this algorithm.
Yeah, I like that. So the nice thing is, Terence, if you get anyone from Stinger, you can just embroider the Stinger logo on any one of your golf shirts because that looks like their apparel.
No, not embroidered. You just iron it on.
It's just been ironed on. Yeah. I think they got their mum, probably their mum just to iron it on quick. It's
like strokes aside, that's like a power move. Eh? Whenever you go on golf tour or need a shirt done, you just hand it to my mom and say, "Please, can you just embroider a guerrilla marketing move and just download the logo from the internet and just embroider it on a random shirt."
I was under the impression that they had money they had some team budgets to go and at least get like matching shirts, but it doesn't seem to be a priority for the Stingers.
The only team that does look quite cool, and when I say quite cool, I mean like their kit and logo and that, in my opinion, is the Majestics. From a performance perspective, they've been absolutely horrific. But I
is that
actually quite like
the old
their
farts British guys, Lee Westwood and those guys?
Yeah, and Henrik Stenson.
Okay. The old Ryder Cup team.
Yeah, and they've got that young English oak. What's his name?
I believe the most popular merchandise is the Range Goats. Apparently, their stuff just sells out like hotcakes. No,
Bubba Watson.
I'm serious. I saw something from Liv Orlando in like the merchandise store, and like the Range Goat stuff had just been like clapped both like 3 days in a row. So yeah, who knows? So there's.
What about the Rippers?
The Rippers logo is a little bit tougher. It's not clear what that is. I think they could.
The name's pretty.
They could do better
hard as well.
Gents, I think we should leave it there. Nice to catch up again. Didn't get any golf rounds in this last weekend, but I actually did get to the chipping green with my son, and I spent a couple of hours, which is actually almost sometimes more rewarding than a round of golf. So that was good to try and work out my new wedges. So that was fun. Jacques, how many rounds did you play this weekend?
I managed to play 2 rounds this weekend, one at Amdoni and then one at Cotswold.
Nice.
The round at Amdoni was tough. Amdoni in windy conditions. I had a chuckle. So my brother played in front of us. He shot a 39 and then turned around and shot a 52 on the back 9. So that was brilliant. I had a proper laugh at him and then went out and shot 49. So I couldn't be laughing too much.
Seems like your brother.
And then I played a nice round at Cotswold.
Seems like your brother's got some issues stringing 2 nines together.
Yes, he's got some pain behind those eyes. Well, news just in, gents. I finished the quiz, and I'm a Majestic supporter from now on.
Okay, cool. We'll put you down for 5 hats and a baby, some baby bib, some baby paraphernalia.
Yeah, some baby grows. Yeah, some Henrik Stenson baby grows.
You can't keep them on the shelves. Those things, they're just flying.
So one of the things, Terence, that we did at in the second round, or both rounds actually, it was quite a cool way to play. So we played a format called Waterfall. So normally you play better ball where both you pick the player on your team in the 2 ball that scores the highest points, and if someone else rings out on that hole, your partner rings out, it doesn't really matter. If you've scored the points, that's all good, and then you halve it. The waterfall goes if, say, you and I were to tie on 3 points each, it would normally be a half and better ball. But in waterfall, then you go to the second player on each side. So if one guy shot a 2 points and the other guy ran out, then the team that shot a 3 and a 2 wins it. So it's pretty sweet in that there's always the second player that can do the tiebreaker, and then if obviously the second player is also halved, then it's a halved hole. But yes, it makes it exciting, and it also means that the two players have to play every
you
hole,
can't
which
just
is
like
pretty cool.
switch off if you've gone like OB or something. You got to finish up.
Yeah, but also if your partner has gone OB, then you're just flipping pin seek because you've got to get the win, because if you're halving it on a 2 and the other guy gets just a 1, you've lost the hole. So it's like, if your partner goes OB, it's like, right, I'm Wolf. I've got to win this thing now.
Oh, that's cool. Let's give that a try sometime.
Very, very cool format.
Karl, assuming you also played like 3 rounds this weekend as well.
I played 1 round of padel, and that's as close to any sport.
Have you guys won
fixture.
your $5,000 yet, or is that match not been scheduled?
No, we're waiting for them or for him.
The ball's in their court.
Well,
100%.
Well, Hoff, I did speak to him following the revelation that there was this bet going on. He did tell me who he was playing with, who then I saw last night because he's in my squash side, and I said, "Yes, I see we've got a 5,000 rand bet against each other." He's like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "No, well, this like nominated you as his partner." He's like, "I don't think I've spoken to Roken about a year."
Who is it?
Who is it?
Yeah.
It's a guy called Luke. He's the number 1 for our squash team. He's a flipping good sportsman. So, but yeah,
well,
I'd be interested to see.
Thank goodness I settled on $5,000 and not the original proposal, which was 10.
Yeah, I was sweating a bit. I'm still sweating a bit with the $5,000. But I said to Luke, I hope AD's spotting him, because he's doing like his articles at the moment. So I think he's got 1 salary's worth to spare on a game of padel.
You must draw the cash out and have it like sitting next to the net.
Yeah, what we'll do is we'll do it like the first edition of the match between Phil Mickelson and Tiger Woods, and draw it out in like 10 rand notes.
Totally.
And pile it on a table. Maybe some 5 rand coins.
Yeah, I was going to say World Series of Poker, when they come in with all the briefcases and empty the money out on the table.
Yeah, maybe get some bracelets, huh?
Hey, actually, that reminds me. I had an idea during watching the golfers last weekend. We talk about World Series of Poker. Why don't they, for one of these live events, why don't they do just a full-on gambling like live event? So you take all the prize money that, I don't know how much prize money they give out every week. Let's say it's, I don't know, 10 million, whatever.
Lots.
It's probably more.
No, it's more.
Okay.
No, it's
so
more.
let's say it's 20 million and divvy it up by the 48 guys. And then basically you pair guys up randomly in the beginning, and they just play like gambling matches. I mean, that's what we all do on the golf. Like that's what pretty much everyone in the world does on the golf course, is like gamble and get the guys to like challenge each other.
Yeah.
Like, to say, okay, cool, like 10 grand for closest to the pin on this hole. And then at the end of your match, you've kind of gathered some chips and the other guy might have lost some chips, and then you go and find the next guy to play, sort of thing. I think it would be pretty cool. Seeing guys kind of like going all in on like a closest to the pin or something. I mean, they may as well. I mean, it's kind of a
side bet.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, 100%. That would be cool. I mean, they basically did that in the match. It was a bit cheesy the way they did it. So hopefully, if they did that, they could find nicer ways of doing it. But yeah, I agree. Anything like that. Getting some match play involved. Match play is awesome.
Absolutely, yeah, it is. All right, guys, let's wrap it up there, and we'll chat. I think we should maybe aim to chat after the LIV Adelaide event, and have a bit of a catch up then.
Yeah, that sounds good. Jacques, you can be in your Majestics cap by then. Where do I find that thing? I'm gonna do that quick.
What date is it? I might have it's on the LIV Golf website.
Okay.
It says pick a team, and then you got to go decide if you're a Dolphin and if you like a pulled pork sandwich and a couple of random questions.
Now you're a Majestics fan. It's Majestics over everything. So if your baby's coming on that weekend, well, LIV Adelaide takes preference.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, hopefully the baby grow gets here in time, so that the first
Sam Horsfield Majestics baby grow.
Well, most of these logos were done in like clip art, so you can probably just do it yourself in like Word. Yeah, in paint. And just make your own baby grow for now. Yeah.
Copy paste.
All right, guys. Nice to chat. Catch up soon.
Lekker. Cool
Cheers.
stuff. Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
To the-
guys.